Well, let's do a revision again about the different questions that you have in speaking. Yes. So remember that in this class, we revise the two last question for speaking, that it is question 5, campus-based integrated learning, that it is just listening and speaking. And at the same time, we are going to revise question 6, integrated listening and speaking. Remember that for question 5, you summarize and you give your opinion, but on question 6, you can't. Just summarize and you have to base your response on the main ideas that you have listened to, yes, with the details and information from the lecture. Okay, so this is important in order to know the difference between question 5 and question 6. So, very briefly, what it is, question 5 is an activity in which you are going to listen to a conversation and you are going to focus your attention on summarize the main problem. And when you are going to think about your response, you have to choose one of those possible solutions mentioned during the conversation. And you can give your opinion when you give your response. Yes. Okay, so this is in order to remember what is the reason why we are listening to a conversation for, mainly to identify the problem, see which are the solutions mentioned during the conversation, and then you can provide your response, giving your opinion, or you can also see if the person or the people in the conversation provide their own opinion about the problem. Yes. So here you have to remember to take notes about what you are listening to during the conversation. Remember that you have 20 seconds to plan your response and focus your response on the problem, the solution that you choose, and you can give your reasons. Yes. So the idea is that you don't need to describe both solutions. Just concentrate on one of the ones that you have listened to. Well, while you speak, remember that you have 1 minute, so organize your response with an opening sentence, your choice, say which solution you prefer, and give reason. This is the main outline of your response. Try to follow this so you have organized your ideas when you give your response. And don't forget to use linking phrases. I think the second solution is better because, or the first solution, another reason is that, and the like. Well, let's go on. This is a chart in which you can find some ideas or connectors to help you to organize your speech, your response. Well, tips to improve your response. Take clear structure notes, use vocabulary and expression from the audio, speak clearly and with good pronunciation. Don't repeat the audio, use your own words. Practice with real examples. So, you can find a lot of apps or podcasts, yes, that can help you to practice a little more. Well, let's go on. This is just a conversation. Yes, I will share this in Moodle so you can have there the audio and practice this at home. Okay, so I continue with the explanation. After the listening, you have the task. What you have to do is to listen carefully the two students discussing about the problem, and at the same time they mention the problem and possible solutions. So your task is to describe the student's problem and then state which of the two solutions you think is better and why. Well, so now we move to speaking question 6, and let's see what it is about. It is an academic integrated listening and speaking. So you will listen to a short academic lecture by a professor. The professor will discuss two or more main points related to an academic topic. As I said before, don't worry if you don't know about the topic, because you have to pay attention. During the lecture, the professor will provide examples or definition about that, an explanation about the topic. Try to identify the two main points about that. Then you will answer a question that asks you to summarize. So this is important. We have to practice summarize information. Yeah. The main ideas and supporting detail from the lecture. No reading passage, just listening. That is something that we have to remember. The speaking question 5 and 6 are only listening and speaking. Okay, let's go on. Structure of the task. Well, you have from 1 to 2 minutes, yes, to listening, to listen, sorry, and preparation time 20 seconds. During the preparation time, you remember to see your notes and have a look at if you have information there that can help you to answer your response. And speaking time, you have 60 seconds, okay? Don't forget the time. And use only information from the lecture, no personal opinion. So different from speaking question 5, here and during this task, you cannot provide personal information or personal opinion, just based on what you have listened from the lecture. Okay, so what to listen for? The main topic and structure of the lecture. Yes, remember, main topic and structure. Main ideas the professor present, usually two. Usually, it could be three or more, but we hope that only two. Okay, details, examples, or reason that support each main idea, and translation signals like pay attention to this when the professor is delivering the lecture, when it is changing from one main idea to the other, it can use or it can be used certain expression like the next point I like to make is, or let's move on to. So they are clues that can help you to differentiate when it is mentioned one idea to the other. Okay, what else? Here, as I said before, you have a chart in which you can compare the main differences between speaking question 5 and speaking question 6. And the main difference is that in speaking question 5, you can provide your opinions and you have a problem and two possible solutions, and you only have to choose one solution to give your opinion when you give your response. But on speaking question 6, it is just academic lecture, and you have to pay special attention to the topic that it is academic. Yes, don't forget that. Pay special attention to the topic, summarize main points and examples, and when you provide your response, yeah, you have to explain your ideas clearly with not opinion. Remember that, and demonstrate that you have understood the main points that you are providing in your response. Okay, so they are the most important differences between these two type of question. And this is an example that we are going to practice. I'll um upload this in Moodle so you can have access to the listening and prepare your answers. Okay, you are going to listen to the lecture and take notes. Yes, so have at hand a sheet of paper and a pen in order to take notes while you are listening. Well, and after listening, you will have this task using points and example from the lecture. Explain the advantages and disadvantages of the two approaches for controlling pollution. That it is the topic that you will hear during the listening activity. Okay, well, so up to now we have the different activities that are based on speaking skills. And with this, we finish the speaking skills section.